Hello, good morning, viewers. You're welcome to another interesting program on iDEA TV, the newspaper review. This morning, we'll be taking a look at what is trending in the worlds of the newspapers, ranging from the Nations, the New Telegraph, the Punch, and Daily Sun, the Tribune, not forgetting the Independent. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki. So it's a quick look at what the Nations has for us as the first newspaper we'll be taking a look at today. On the front page of the Nation this beautiful morning, being the 22nd of January, boldly written there, we have our strategies for Tinubu's victory in 2027 by Yelwatda. Our strategies for Tinubu's victory in 2027 by Yelwatda. That is coming in on the front page of the Nation. Then quickly moving to the front page, on page 3, we have full operations ongoing to rescue Kajuru 177, says Sani. Full operations ongoing to rescue Kajuru 177, says Sani. That is still on the case of the kidnapped victims that happened recently in Kaduna. Still moving on further on page 2. Still on the Nation, we have 25.85 billion lost to bank fraud last year. 25.85 billion naira lost to bank fraud last year. That is coming in on page 2, still on the Daily Sun. And we have still on the page 2, we have Obasanjo government inflated Mambila's project cost by 11 billion, says witness. Obasanjo government inflated Mambila's project cost by 11 billion, says witness. That is coming in still on the page 2 of the Nation this morning. Then still on the front page of the Nations, we have party chairs. Young people now owns ruling party. Party chair. Young people now owns ruling party. Then we also have e-registration target 10 million members. E-registration target 10 million members. Then quickly going down on still on the page 2 of the Nation this morning, we have Oseni's UK house, Ozekomes, arraignment fixed for Monday. That is still coming in on the Ozekomes case in the UK house. It says Oseni's UK's house, Ozekomes, arraignment fixed for Monday. Then we have a charge amended to 8 courts. NIS prove more forgery evidence. NIS proves more forgery evidence. Then we have on the last page, the down page of the Nation this morning, we have court orders INEC to recognize Nenadi Usman, late caretaker, as LP National Executive. Court orders INEC to recognize Nenedi Usman, late caretaker, as LP National Executive. That is coming in on the page 3 of the Nation this morning. And on the front page, quite around, we can see our strategy for Tinubu's victory in 2027 by Yelwatda. I mean, this is a major headline that is really on the Nation this morning, having a strategy for victory for Tinubu in 2027 general election. So you can grab a copy to see the major in-depth story there. Then on the front page, that is on page 3, on the headline of the Nation. That's where we have foreign lender sue FBN trustee Sule Gambari over alleged illegal creation of a security in Nekonde Nestoil case. Foreign lender sue FBN trustee Sule Gambari over alleged illegal creation of security in Nekonde Nestoil case. That is coming in on page 3 of the Nation this morning. Then moving on further quickly, let's move to the New Telegraph. Let's see what the New Telegraph has for us this morning. On the front page of the New Telegraph, we have troops discover mass grave of terrorists killed during clearance operation. Troops discover mass grave of terrorists killed during clearance operation. That is a nice one. That is a good one coming in as from the case of insecurity and the case of insurgency in Nigeria. We can see that the troops of Nigerian military discovering mass killing during clearance operation. I mean, these guys, they are being eliminated and they are being neutralized, and they are not still giving up. And we will not give up as a nation. So we'll keep fighting till they are eliminated completely from the land. And just see on the front page, we can see it say discredit insurgents, propaganda narratives. Discredit insurgents, propaganda narratives. See on the front page, just under it, we have abduction denied. Abduction denied. CAN. That is coming in from the CAN, demand a responsible security communication from police. Abduction denied, which is the CAN, demanding a responsible security communication from police. I mean, you can't just come to deny that people are not being abducted, that it's just a fallacy, and and we are seeing the numbers. Still coming in different news headlines coming in, taking it that there was a lot of kidnapped victims in Kaduna, about almost 177. We read that yesterday, looking at the news. I mean, this is not a case of denial. The newspaper is everywhere and the story is everywhere. So if the CAN is coming up now to demand the security communication from the police, because police shouldn't deny this. This is a clear evidence and it's everywhere. All right, you can quickly grab a look on that particular story to know what the police have to enumerate and have to explain regarding the story of the kidnapped victim there in Kaduna. All right, moving on further, on page 2 and page 9 and 10, still on the front page, we have 2027 NCAPC now to give highest votes in a presidential election. 2027 NCAPC vows to give highest votes in a presidential election. It says, as party says it's fully ready for campaign. As party says it's fully ready for campaign. Tambua, any candidate, ADC, field is defeat. Will defeat Tinubu. Pardon, let me take it again. Say, Tambua, any candidate, ADC, fields will defeat Tinubu. Coming in from there, I mean, there is so many anticipation and so many questions regarding to this particular news, particular story there on page 2 and page 9 of the New Telegraph. I mean, Tambua coming to say that any candidate ADC feel we defeat Tinubu in 2027. Let's see how it goes, and let's see how the political tussle. We know how the 2027 equality and the agility in the air. So many things, as in so many. I don't know how to put it now. In the air, that's really triggering the 2027 election. I mean, we just need to take a look at that and see what Tambua have to say on that. And other people still trying to come in to say that, okay, they can be defeated and they cannot be defeated. So you can grab a copy and see what they have to explain regarding the ADC and PDP and the APC tussle. All right, going in on page 2, see on the New Telegraph, we have health workers migration. Health workers migration. Union demand 15% health funding in Africa. Union demand 15% health funding in Africa. Backs Joshedu strike. That is coming in from Johesu strike. That is on page 2. So you can quickly look at that and see what they have to say regarding that aspect of union demanding 15% health funding in Africa. Quickly, on the down page of the New Telegraph, we have, that is coming in on page 2, controversy rocks 1 billion constituency project fund in Rivers State Assembly. Controversy rocks 1 billion constituency project fund in Rivers State Assembly. And we also have, as revelation stalls impeachment proceeding. As revelation stalls impeachment proceeding, we are expecting 650 million balance, says the lawmaker. That is still coming on page 2. We are expecting 650 million balance, says the lawmaker. That is coming in from the Rivers State Assembly. The controversy rocking the 1 billion constituency project fund in Rivers State. So you can quickly grab a copy of that and see what they have to say on that. Then on page 2 and 4, still on the New Telegraph, which is the last page there, we have LP. Court sacks Abure, orders INEC to recognize Nenadi-led EXCO. LP. Court sacks Abure, orders INEC to recognize Nenadi-led EXCO. And we also have says Abure's tenure has expired. Says Abure's tenure has expired. They will also have judgment, victory for democracy. LP set up a reconciliation committee. LP set up reconciliation committee. That is coming in on page 4 of the New Telegraph. Then on the front page of the New Telegraph, that is coming in on page 4, we can see Shaibu there. Then it said military, illegal refiners now mix chemical with crude oil. Military, illegal refiners now mix chemical with crude oil. Then we also have says no community has right to shut down oil talination. But I'm trying to get that there. It says no community has right to shut down oil talination. That is coming in on page 4 of the New Telegraph. Then just close to it, we have on page 4, we can see the picture of Abiodun there. It says, Awujele, Ogun halts selection process. Awujele, Ogun halts selection process as DSS summon nominees. As DSS summon nominees. That is coming in on page 4 of the New Telegraph. Then we also have, still on the page 4 of the New Telegraph, we have FG, OK's degree status for polytechnics to end HND disadvantage. FG, OK's degree status for polytechnic to end HND disadvantage. That is coming in on the educational sector, and we can see Alausa. I think Alausa was making that statement earlier. All right, then quickly moving to on page 2, we can see the picture of Trump there. It says Trump in Davos demand immediate Greenland talk, rules out force. Trump's in Davos demand immediate Greenland talks, rules out force. That is coming in on the page 2 of the New Telegraph. I think on the up page of the New Telegraph, we have that is coming in on page 7. It says NIBSS digital payment fraud loses down 51% to 25.85 billion. NIBSS, that is NIPS, digital payment frauds losses down 51% to 25.85 billion. That is coming in on the page 7. They also have digital lending. FCCPC goes after violators of a standard rule. Digital lending. FCCPC goes after violators of standard rules. So that is coming in on the last page of the New Telegraph. Then quickly going to the Punch before we go in for a break. Let's see what the Punch have for us this morning. On the front page of the Punch, we saw counter-terrorism campaign. Counter-terrorism campaign. FG moves to fast-track trial of 5,000 insurgents. FG moves to fast-track trial of 5,000 insurgents. That is coming in the case of insurgency and insecurity in the country. Then we also have under it military, police, NSCDC, budget 240 billion for operational in 2026. Military, police, NSCDC, budget 204 billion naira for operation in 2026. Then we also have security agencies to harvest NA for notorious terror kingpin. Security agency to harvest DNA of a notorious terror kingpin. I mean, this is still in case of insurgency and how to tackle it. I mean, harvesting the DNA of a notorious terror kingpin. I think this is a critical issue. It's somehow sounding to the ear that they have to harness the DNA of notorious terror kingpin. I think they really need to harness the DNA. All right, quickly moving. Then we have court issues bench warrant against Tuji Bello linked suspect. Court issues bench warrant against Tuji Bello linked suspect. I mean, this particular guy, Tuji Bello, that has been disturbing our nation. There should be something that should be supposed to be done to this particular guy, because his news and his name has been everywhere, trending seriously. There have been news one time that he has been neutralized and he has been killed, and we keep hearing the news that Tuji Bello is still alive, still committing and perpetrating a lot of destruction in the country. So something needs to be done, linking, because now we can hear the news that there is a link between the suspects, because this guy, they have so many network everywhere. They have so many perpetrators network, giving them updates and giving them links to perpetrate more evil. All right, keep going. On the front page, we have it said death tolls hit 29 in Pakistan, malfire, dozen missing. Death toll hit 29 in Pakistan, malfire, dozen missing. I mean, this is a sad one coming in from Pakistan, malfire that occurred yesterday. It was such a tragic one, and so many people died, and we can see that we have a case of 29 victims that lost their life in the Pakistan malfire. I mean, we don't really know. We are still trying to ascertain what really caused the fire incident, but we can see the picture from the screen that it was such a sad one. People losing their life because of maybe it might be carelessness from one or two persons that caused the fire. We don't know yet. Still yet to ascertain what really caused that. Media, so rest in peace. All right, keep going. On the down page of the New Telegraph, of the Punch, we have on page 20, ICPC to arraign Ozokome Monday over UK property. ICPC to arraign Ozokome Mondays over UK property. That is still coming in on the Ozokome's UK property that has been in court for some time, over the 100 billion pounds that was attached to her name, that something really happened on the property, linking to UK property over there. So I think you need to get this story to know what they have to explain about Ozokome's Monday's trial over UK property. I mean, this is no longer a news. It has been flying over the news about the UK property. All right, moving on further on entertainment, we saw on page 20, DNA test clears Davido in paternity dispute. Father, DNA test clears Davido in paternity dispute. Father, that is coming in on page 20, and we can see the picture of Davido there, about the maternity regarding to Davido's baby mama and other stories there that is connected to his name. The news has been flying, but we are still yet to know the confirmation of the truth on that particular news. Then on page 20, we have AU Afrima hailed Sanwo-Olu sponsor after award. AU Afrima hailed Sanwo-Olu sponsor after award. That is coming in on page 20 of the Punch. Then quickly, on the up page of the Punch, we have kidnappers. That is coming in on page 2, which is the front page at the up page. We have a picture of... all right, on page we have kidnappers hold 166 Kaduna worshippers, demand 29 million deposit. I mean, this is still coming in as a shock. Kidnappers hold 166 Kaduna worshippers, demand 29 million deposits. I mean, has it gotten to this that kidnappers now, as in, stays in their hideout, and it's not more a hideout. I mean, these guys, they are visible. demanding 29 million deposit. I mean, when has it comes to be a business of the day that kidnappers will now be demanding a deposit? I mean, this is not let's say a laughing matter, or this is a serious case. This is a national issue. Because you can't be there and demanding for 29 million deposit over people's life and taking people's life for nothing. 166 worshippers kidnapped, and they are demanding for 29 million deposit. I believe the government of Kaduna will do the needful and deploy more securities to make sure these victims reunite to their family. All right, moving on further, on page 7, still on the Punch, we have OTLP block Sikh reconciliation as court sacks Abure. It says Otis LP block 6 reconciliation as court sacks Abure. That is coming in on page 7 of the Punch. Then still on page 20 on the up page of the Punch, we have Awujale stole battle. Awujale stole battle. Ogun horse process, police storm palace. Ogun horse process, police storms palace. That is coming in from page 20 of the Punch. Then quickly, the last one before we go on a quick break on the Punch, we have on page 3, Royal Rumble, inside power struggle, rocking Oyo Oba's council. It says Royal Rumble, inside power struggle, rocking Oyo Oba council. And we can see the picture of the Sion, then the picture of Alafin and Otunda. Oba, the picture of Otubadan there, boldly written on their page 3. All right, you can quickly grab a copy of most of these trending stories to see what they have for you. Let's quickly go on a quick break. Then when we come back, we continue. Stay with us.
Continuous Threat Exposure Countermeasure, CTEM. CTEM tools enable organizations to continuously monitor and address vulnerabilities in real time. This proactive approach helps businesses stay ahead of cyber threats and comply with security standards. While CTEM systems are improving cybersecurity, managing them can be resource-intensive. Sectors like finance, healthcare, and government are adopting these tools to protect sensitive data. Democratize generative AI. Generative AI, which creates new content like text, images, or music, is becoming more accessible. This trend is enabling businesses and individuals to leverage powerful AI tools without needing deep technical expertise. Tools like DALL-E are already transforming marketing, entertainment, and design. However, as generative AI becomes democratized, concerns about copyright infringement and misuse of content are rising.
Page 6 of the Guardian this morning. Then we have, just see on the front page, on page 4 of the Guardian, we have FG affirms plan to abolish HND, empower polytechnics to award degree. FG affirms plans to abolish HND, empowers polytechnics to award degree. That is coming on page 4 of the Guardian this morning. Then on page 5, we have Awujale, Ogun suspend selection process over petition. That is Awujale, Ogun suspend selection process over petition. Coming on page 5 of the Guardian. That is on Ogun being suspending the selection of process by petition. Then quickly moving to page 29 of still the Guardian, we have Khan demand rescue of Kaduna worshippers as police confirms abduction. Khan demands rescue of Kaduna worshippers as police confirms abduction. I mean, the contradiction, police confirming the abduction and not confirming the abduction. We all know that these people, they have been abducted. So there shouldn't be a play around the hide and seek here. So if Khan is coming out now to demand for rescue of the Kaduna worshippers, there should be a proper investigation to know what is really fishing on that aspect. And we also read just now on the other news, I think on the coming in from the Punch, where the bandits, I mean these guys are demanding for 29 million deposits. So I think the police needs to give us more information on that aspect to really know what is going on in the case of the abducted Kaduna worshippers. Moving on to page 6, we have WEF. Trump swaps consensus for hard power rhetoric as FG showcases reforms. WEF. Trump swaps consensus for hard power rhetoric as FG showcase reforms. Coming in on page 6, and we can see the picture of Trump there. Then quickly moving to on page 15, still on the Guardian this morning, we have Nigeria accounts for 63% of W Africa's diesel imports from India. Nigeria recounts for 63% of W African diesel imports from India. Coming in on the page 15, that is on the business page there. Then we also have the last page under the Guardian. That's where we have AU Afrima holds Sanwo-Olu sponsor for successful 9th edition. AU Afrima holds Sanwo-Olu sponsor for successful 9th edition. That is on the down page of the Guardian. This 22nd of January this morning. Then quickly moving on to the up page of the Guardian, moving on to the upper side of the Guardian, that is where we have on page 3, article, PDP force FG, police over kidnap of 163 worshippers in Kaduna. Article, PDP faults the federal government, police over kidnap of 163 worshippers in Kaduna. I mean, there should be thorough investigation on what is really going on in that Kaduna state, because if Atiku is really coming out now to fault the police over the kidnap of 163 worshippers, I mean, there should be a proper investigation to really know what is really going on that aspect. Yes, you can quickly get a copy of this and see what Atiku has to say on the police being faulted there on that aspect. All right, quickly moving on page 3, still on the Guardian, we have U.S. plans options to protect Christians in Nigeria soon. U.S. plans options to protect Nigerians to protect Christians in Nigeria soon. I mean, this is still coming in as a case of insurgency where the U.S. has to come in to protect the Christians. We have been hearing so many killing in the country, not only the Christian side, but the Muslim and the Christians. But we can see that most of the victims that have been harmed here and that they have been killed are majorly the Christian. But not only the Christian, as I said, it's both religion and not even non-Christians too. All right, moving on further on page 2, still on the Guardian, we have FCCPC moves against unregistered loan app, revoke conditional approvals. FCCPC move against unregistered loan apps, revoke conditional approval. That is coming in on page 2 of the Guardian this morning. Then still moving on the front page of the Guardian, which is on page 10 of the Guardian, we have Glencore, AFC, Mauritius Bank, Fidelity sue FBN trustee Sule Gambari. Glencore, AFC, Mauritius Bank, Fidelity sue FBN trustee Sule Gambari. Then alleged unlawful attempt to hijack Nekonde, Nestoy linked OML 42 assets. Alleged unlawful attempt to hijack Nekonde, Nestoy linked OML 42 assets. That is coming in on the last page of the Guardian this morning. So a quick one. Let's quickly go to the Daily Sun and see what Daily Sun have for us this morning. On the front page of the Daily Sun, that is on page 27, we are still ramping with the story of the kidnapped victims. It's a Kaduna church abduction. Kidnappers contact victim's family. Kaduna church abduction. Kidnappers contact victim family. I mean, this is a sad one, still coming in from the case of the kidnappers having to contact the victim family. I mean, it's still a sad one. This story has really been trending since when these kidnappers abducted these victims from the church. Almost 177 kidnapped victims. I mean, contacting their family, and I don't know. This is a very sad one. I think there's something that need to really be done towards this aspect so that these guys can be released and be reunited to their family. Still moving on, under it we have demand 17 motorcycle to free 177 abductee. Demand 17 motorcycle to free 177 abductee. Then community requests apology from police for initial denial of church abduction. Community requests apology from police for initial demand of church abduction. I mean, it's such a sad one there. Still moving on, we have they will return safely, Governor Sani assures. They will return safely, Governor Sani assure. I mean, the controversy of the police denying that there was no kidnap and still coming in again to ascertain that, yes, there was kidnap. I mean, it's such a contradictory story there. And the community are requesting for an apology from the initial denial of church abduction by the police. All right, quickly moving on further. On the front page, still on page 22 of the Daily Sun, we have 183 billion Labour Ministry budget raises red flag as agency funds road Stadia Palace. 183 billion Labour Ministry budget raises red flags as agency fund road Stadia Palace. Coming in on the page 22, still on the Daily Sun this morning. Then we have on the down page of the Daily Sun, we have on page 23, oil slips below Nigerian budget line as oversupply fears rattle market. Oil slips below Nigerian budget lines as oversupply fears rattle market. Coming in on the page 22 of the Daily Sun this morning. Then quickly on page 27, we have Awujale stole Ogun government's hall selection process over petition security report. Awujale stole Ogun government's hall selection process, over petition security reports. Then we also have just down at the storyline there, DSS summon Awujale nominees as Kingmaker Council Palace meet and greet. DSS summon Awujale nominees as Kingmakers Council Palace meet and greet. Coming in on the page 27 of the Daily Sun. So quickly, just stay on the page 27, close to the news, the story of Awujale. We saw AU Afrima hails Lagos for hosting artists from 48 African countries. AU Afrima hails Lagos for hosting artists from 48 African countries. Coming in on page 27. Then on page 29 of the Daily Sun, we saw the EFCC hands over 1.28 billion recovered from Sujimato to Enugu government. EFCC's hand over 1.28 billion recovered from Sujimoto to Enugu government. That is coming in on the page 29 of the Daily Sun this morning. Then quickly, I think they're still on the front page, on page 6 of the Daily Sun. We saw the Sun Award. Okay, pleasant surprise. Opa Eziobi, that is the Sun Award. Pleasant surprise. by Opa Ezobi. All right, that is all we have on the Daily Sun. Let's quickly move to the Tribune this morning. On the front page of the Tribune, we have abduction of 177 worshippers. Kaduna government pledged rescue of victim. Atiku Obi knocks government. Then under it, we have Khan. Affected communities operate police. LG boss. Khan, that is CAN. Affected communities operate police. LG boss. Then we have untold story of Komin Wali kidnap. Untold story of Komin Wali kidnap. Coming in on page 4, page 12, and page 13. Then on still on the front page, just on page 3, we have no arms, ammunition found in my residence, says Malami. No arms, ammunition found in my residence, says Malami. The deny terror financing allegation. Denies terror financing allegation. Then on page 2, we have EU allocate 557 million pounds to Nigerian orders in 2026 humanitarian budget. EU allocate 557 million pounds to Nigerian orders in 2026 humanitarian budget. Then we also have on health on page 5. We have sleeping less than 7 hours daily quit shortens life. Sleeping less than 7 hours daily quietly shortens life, says by study. All right, that is on health there. We have been advised that sleeping less than 7 hours daily quietly shortens life. I mean, that is on health issue there. So we are advised more to sleep more than 7 hours in a day, maybe probably 8 hours in a day. All right, quickly moving on page 4 of the Tribune. Court orders INEC to recognize Ninadi led exco of Labour Party, sacks Abure as party chairman. Court orders INEC to recognize Ninadi led exco of Labour Party, sacks Abure as party chairman. Then we have still under there, we have Abure faction heads to appeal courts. Abure faction head to appeal court. Then on page 12, still on the Tribune, we have troops discover terrorist mass grave in Borno. Troops discover terrorist mass grave in Borno. I mean, kudos to the military there and the forcemen, the police, and the vigilante discovering the mass grave in Borno of terrorist mass killing. That is, this is the second time I'm seeing that news there, and it's such a great work discovering their grave. All right, moving on further on page 30, still on the Tribune this morning, we have AU Afrima held Sanwo-Olu Lagos sponsor after 9th edition. AU Afrima hates Sanwo-Olu Lagos sponsor after 9th edition. That is coming in on the sponsor of the 9th edition of the AU Afrima. Then quickly moving on to the front page, the up page of the Tribune, that is on page 3. We have paternity dispute. Paternity dispute. How I got to know about my son's alleged daughter, Davido's father. Paternity dispute. How I got to know about my son's alleged daughter, says by Davido's father. Says several DNA tests returned negative. Says several DNA tests returned negative. All right, you can quickly grab a copy to see the explanation of what Davido's father has to say on the negative test result that was conducted. All right, on page 5, by my right on the Tribune, I think that is the last storyline we have there. Awujele stool. Ogun government holds selection process. While we summon nominees, DSS, we are working diligently to select best candidate, kingmaker. It says, while we summon nominees, says by the DSS, then he now says, we are working diligently to select best candidate by the Kingmaker. That is coming in on the last page of the Tribune this morning. Then quickly, on the Daily Trust, let's see what the Daily Trust has for us this morning. Still on the abduction matter that is arising seriously, that has caused so many uprising of comments, and it says Kaduna abduction, the denier that failed. Kaduna abduction, the denier that failed. That is still coming on the front page, and we can see the picture of our military there, military van, and so many things being destructed there. All right, moving on further on page 12, still on the Daily Trust, 2027, no appointment for non-APC chairman, Nentawe, says by Nentawe. 2027, no appointment for non-APC members, says by Nentawe. Then on page 26 of the Daily Trust, we have NAHCON, board members petition Tinubu, demand chairman's removal. That is NACON board members petition Tinubu, demand chairman's removal. That is coming in on page 26. Then moving down quickly on the Daily Trust, that is on page 6. Suicide bombers kill 5 soldiers in Borno. Suicide bomber kills 5 soldiers in Borno. That is a sad one. We can see the picture of the bombing and the destruction of our military arsenals there. Then on page 13, LP crisis, court orders INEC to recognize Nenadi Usman leadership. LP crisis, court orders INEC to recognize Nenadi Usman leadership. Then on page 30 of the Daily Trust this morning, we have fires got 34 classroom in Kano school. Fire got 34 classroom in Kano school. That is a sad one there. Take a look at that and see what they have to explain on the fire that got the 34 classroom. Thank God, I don't think there was any victim that was lost there. Whatever caused the fire outbreak, I think it should be really investigated and know the cause of it, so that it will not happen again. I mean, these are students that are in the classroom trying to study, and there shouldn't be anything that will cause fire outbreak there. So if there's anything that can be done to avert that particular incident, so that it will not happen again, so that they will have a good environment to study, I think it will be a nice one. Then moving on further on page 7, Media Trust Group launches digital newsroom. Media Trust Group launches digital newsroom. That is on the last page down of the Daily Trust this morning. Then quickly on page, I think we are done with the Daily Trust this morning. Let's quickly see what the last page, the Independent. Let's see what the Independent has for us this morning. On the front page of the Independence, we have Obi Atiku, Khan, PDP, query denier, urges urgent action. Obi Atiku, Khan, PDP, query denier, urges urgent action. Then we also have Berate Police, LG chairs, says it is shameful to obscure truth. Wants FG to be proactive over bandit attack citizens safely. Wants FG to be proactive over bandit attack citizen safety. Then on page 7 we have LP crisis. Court orders INEC to recognize Nenadi Usman led exco, says by Sachs Abure. Then on page 6 we have Awu Jale stole Ogun government hall selection process against DSS waits in. Then quickly by the right side of the Independence, we have EFCC return 1.28 billion recovered from Sujimoto to Enugu government. Then on page 6, still on the Independent, Malami accused DSS of denying him access to family legal team. Malami accused DSS of denying him access to family legal team. Then quickly, still on the down page of the Independence, that is on page 29, Nigerian 2026 aviation budget sparks duplication debate. Nigerian 2026 aviation budget sparks duplication debate. Then on page 6, we have one party system can't work in Nigeria, says Professor Gambari. One party system can't work in Nigeria, says by Professor Gambari. That is on the page 6 of the Independent. Quickly on the up page of the Independent, before we call it a wrap for the day, that is on page 7. ADC condemns planned release of 70 bandits from prison. ADC condemns planned release of 70 bandits from prison. I mean, this story is no longer a news. How they plan to release 70 bandits from the prison. I mean, it's not a good one at all. What are they releasing them for? It shouldn't be done. All right. On page 7, still on the Independence, we have Alausa hints on scrapping HND for polytechnics to award their degree. All right. These are most of the trending stories that are up for grab this beautiful morning on the stories leading the headline in all news ranging from The Nation, New Telegraph, Punch, The Guardian, Daily Sun, Tribune, and lastly the Independent. So these are most of the news that we brought across your way today. So you can do well to grab the copy and read more to know what they have to say on all those aspects. All right, stay tuned as we bring you more on iDEA TV. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Thank you for your time.